everybody. What's going on? It's a Friday night, and we are chilling out for a Friday night. Talk Transformers, talk nerdy stuff, talk TFCon, BotCon,
all the con,
Transformers Hall of Fame. Talk about things going on with me that I can talk about.
Now you can?
No, I can't yet.
Okay.
That I can't yet.
I said, I'm just waiting for that go-ahead from you, brother.
I know, right? That's going to be exciting. Very, very exciting. So I see people starting to show up. I see Maurice Hawk's comment. He talks about Ultra Magnus being his favorite, and says have pictures at a party in New York with my Ultra Magnus toy. I guess I'm staying in New York. No, it's just NY, but typo. But hey, Mercenary Terror, Blasterus, Golden Frieza, Obot, Line, I Beamer. It's gonna get to a point where I won't be able to keep going, right?
I see a couple of my subscribers, I Beamer and Princeton Phalanx. Hello, welcome. Welcome to Rodimus's channel. I'll behave myself on this one.
I know, right? We've got Treebot here on the mend.
Yes.
So what happened to you again?
Okay, so this injury went on for about 6 years, and it just gradually got worse. It mostly got affected by my growth. Going from 6'2" to 6'7" in just a few years is a little bit hard to deal with.
You're
on your body.
6'7".
Yes.
God, you're one of the few people that make me short.
Yeah. Yeah, over time, they just found my patellar tendon, which is the tendon that connects your kneecap to your shin bone, was tearing and shaving down. And they wanted me, I was like, I'll try to deal with it. Finished high school basketball, went to college, played it last year and the year before, started this year, and I was like, Coach, I can't do it. I got to get surgery. And now we're here. And we're at TFCon now.
Yeah, that's the plus side. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to join us at TFCon, but unfortunately, yet fortunately, due to his injury and surgery, he can make it with the rest of us.
Yeah, you can make it.
And we are going to have an interesting crew.
Oh yeah,
our crew is like growing, like, you know, it's like a ever growing, like, you know, big group of guys and girls and whomever, and, you know, whoever joins. Like, the way I look at it is like this, is like, if you're a Transformers fan, you want to chill out, you want to talk, you want to say hi. Like, when I was at BotCon, and like, I mean, I saw Deluxe coming, you know, going all over the place. He was there with his wife, and it was like, you know, a part of us was all there, and we're all kind of like still wanted to all hang out, and, you know, so it was really awesome going to, you know, TFCon there. And LJ Costanzo says, howdy from good old South Jersey. What part of South Jersey again? Because I mean, of course, I was in the Toms River Brick area, and now I'm down in Florida. So whole different animal, whole different beast down here. You know, how to do things and where stuff is. Like, in my development that I live in, you have to pay for your own garbage pickup, or you have to haul your trash to the dump. So, which is inexpensive, but it's just kind of like
not pay for garbage pickup.
You can choose not to pay for garbage pickup, and then you have to take your garbage can.
Our garbage, water, all of that's in one bill here.
Since we've got, we're technically a business place because my grandpa owns the plumbing business. We get a full industrial dumpster outside, so I can just toss it in there.
Wow.
Back in the house, and then the trash truck comes every Thursday and dumps it.
You know, here it's like there's like this development has like there's couple people that have different garbage, you know, companies, whatever, to pick up. I use one of the ones that's least expensive because I only need one can, you know, for my family to throw our garbage out, and then recycling you have to bring to the same place. So it's just a different way of doing things. What do I think of the odds of Hasbro revisiting the Aerialbots? I hope so.
Oh, I think it's more likely than Bruticus at this point, just because we just got Minosaur, and that's the counterpart, you know.
Right. I also picked this book up from Sue Blue, Word of Mouth.
Oh yeah.
Because after meeting her at BotCon, you know, she was a delight, and I'm trying to get in contact with her, and you know, maybe see if I can like schedule an interview or something like that.
That'd be
You
nice.
know, talk about the book, of course. So I'm doing my homework ahead of time. So I'll see what I can do about that, and talk to Simon Furman while I was there.
You can really tell what show she helped direct on voice work, because they have a lot of energy and
Yes.
very, very good, just like I said, energy to the show.
Yep.
Animated. I think she did Prime, and then of course she did G1 as well in Beast Wars. And
Of
yeah,
course,
really
if
like
I
the
would
voice
have the
game.
opportunity to meet her, I would have to talk Friday the 13th, Part 7.
Yeah. I'll make sure that I ask her about that, because she had a photo of her standing in, I think, standing there like in her, when she was there at Friday the 13th on the table. So she definitely is well aware that she was murdered.
So she was a corpse. Is that what she was in that?
She was the mother of the final girl in Part 7, and
Okay.
Jason got her in the woods. And it was funny when NECA released the Friday the 13th Part 7 figure. He's within reach, but I'm afraid if I pull him down, it's going to have a domino effect. And I posed a picture of Jason running RC. Forget which RC it was. They Earthright. Not the one that came before Studio Series. So I posted this picture of Jason running through RC. And I was like, who knows what this means? Nobody could put the two together.
Oh,
everybody thought I was being very offensive. It's like, no, that's not what I'm
Blue
getting.
remembers. She remembers. She remembers the fact that her first voice gig was Ninja Turtles, the '87 Ninja Turtles. She remembered. I mean, she went from G1 into like going from voice work into voice directing, and so that's what was like her like, you know, change in direction. You know, Simon Furman was kind of chill. Scott McNeil was like so mellow and just like reserved. Like sometimes you just kind of like, you have to take a step back. There's a photo of me. I'm talking to Scott McNeil, and Gary Chalk got up from his table and came over and put his hand on my shoulder, and he starts talking he interrupts us to talk to Scott. And he's like, I haven't seen you, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I'm talking, you know, you're talking to this guy. Like he knows, you know, because I've talked to Gary a lot, like every time like that I go to a convention. And so then what's his name? So what's her name? Candace, if you know who she is. She's always like with Gary whenever they go to the conventions and stuff, and hangs out with them. She took a photo of the three of us. And so that's what I have. Like, I think I posted it somewhere. What's that?
Is that the one I made fun of?
Yes. No. Well, the photo that you made fun of was the one where I was talking to Venus.
Is that where Scott's like?
Yeah, well, that's the one where Scott was like, that was the first photo I'm talking about. The second one was when I was talking to Venus Terzo. And, you know, because I've seen Venus now, like how many, 3-4 conventions now, or yeah, it's like 2-3 conventions. And she literally is like, oh, how's your dad doing? And blah, blah, blah. And like, it was kind of cool, like, you know, that she remembered me just as much as like, you know, talked about, you know, with her stuff. And yeah, a lot of, I see Sovereign Knight says he's got the same shirt that I'm wearing. And I'm like, I saw this shirt, like 2 or 3 people wear this shirt at BotCon. And I'm like, should I retire it or get a new one?
Is that a Zelda shirt?
Yeah, it's a Zelda shirt.
Yeah, that's the highly impressed.
My son is obsessed with Zelda. That's who. He's obsessed with Zelda. He's going as Link for Halloween. He's got the full costume and everything. And my wife's getting in contact with a lady that has horses, so he's going to have his Halloween photo shoot on a horse. So,
dude,
I've been trying my best. I'm like, it's Halloween, son. You have to go as scary horror characters, but nope. 2 years in a row, he's disappointed me.
Okay, well, no, you shouldn't be disappointed about this one if you're a nerd,
it's
like
nerdy,
us.
but
come on now, he's Link. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. I was that kid when I like my first Halloween costume in kindergarten was animated Bumblebee, and then just went up from there for just character after character. I think I still have that costume in my closet. Of course, it doesn't fit me anymore, but I think it's still in there.
I'll probably do Jason again.
How predictable.
That's like your go-to right now,
I
right?
don't know. It works.
But is he going as like Breath of the Wild, or is his Link costume blue? Does it have a blue shirt?
He called it Twilight Link. I don't know which Link it is. That's what he's going to ask.
Okay.
Well, then that's pretty scary. I mean, Twilight Princess is a dark game, so
it is a very dark game. My still to this day, my personal favorite, I would say, is A Link to the Past, the one on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's
everybody loves Ocarina of Time and considers that the best one, and I'm like, it's a hard pick. And some people are just they absolutely adore a lot of the new ones. Like Breath of the Wild is good. Tears of the Kingdom, I'm like, I think I'm at this point over 100 hours into the game.
Yeah, I've been having fun with it too. I'd say that one's up there for me, but Link to the Past is probably my second favorite, and then my third favorite, probably honestly, Wind Waker. I really like the Wind Waker game.
Wind Waker is not my favorite.
Yeah,
I played the first one.
I played Ocarina of Time
NES.
3D. I think that one probably tie with Wind Waker for me, but I did play that on the 3DS, Ocarina of Time.
Like, I don't hate Wind Waker. It's just that, like, when we all saw the tech demo that they were going to do for Zelda, and all of a sudden they gave us this like little kitty cell shaded Zelda, and you're like, what is this? What have they done?
We all call it the animated of the Zelda games, because that's more or less what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It just put total curveball from what we're used to, but still turned out to be a really good game. And the timeline for that, I love it, because we got Minish Cap with that, Spirit Tracks, all the Game Boy and DS games.
I just sold those games, all of them. I just sold all of it. I had to sell all my my games because I needed the money. So, but yeah, long story. But let's talk some Transformers and good news stuff.
Heck yeah.
Right? We could talk about this guy right here. This is my customized Kingdom Ultra. This is my Kingdom Ultra Magnus customized. So you can see his chest is red, like even the side parts. And I even added like the white dots there on the side, and made the sides of the leg blue, and even added the white there. And I wanted to get the Toy Hacks labels because I knew it would have added to it, but I never got around to it. Now that they're doing the Studio Series, I'm like,
oh man, it looks so good.
Maybe I think I'm just going to end up selling this bad boy. Oh yeah, and I also gave him a new bumper.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forget you can do that.
So that was all with paint.
Yeah, that definitely. You didn't unscrew it and change the pieces?
No. I just I just gave him a new. I just painted it. And then I did the same thing. I also painted his face. So like, you can kind of see it there. I painted his face and his ears. But the Studio Series 86 just blows it away at this point. So.
Now, as for me, today, while I was asleep, I woke up to an envelope on my chest, and it had the guns finally for my wing saber. So my wing saber is complete. And then for the viewers, I got a little something before I had my surgery.
Oh, nice.
Showing this.
Is that the US reissue, or is that the Japanese release?
This is the 2000s issue. The Japanese version, though, it is
right. Well, no, it's Optimus Prime with Apex armor, but it's just basically the God Jinrai mold.
Yeah. This is that weird encore one that like didn't sell, but they've got an abundance of them, because I only got this for like $90. Only missing the fists of God Bomber, so I'm really pleased with it. So
I figure we'll talk about him since we were talking to Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
Like, looking at him, like, I'm just like, I'm gonna end up selling my Kingdom one now at this point. Like, this just I know, and I've also seen some particular people who think that this thing is not worth the money, but I absolutely do.
Why? Because Evan broke the prototype at the con. I mean, that's
no.
that's not a problem.
Someone thinks that it's not worth $90 even with all the weapons it comes with, because he comes with 2 blasters in addition to the shoulder cannons and the antenna in order to make it like are actually detachable.
Does he have a dead face too? I've been seeing some pictures where he has gray eyes.
No, the eyes are blue. It's light piping.
No, I mean, like, does he have like an alternate face?
I don't know.
Because I've been seeing it because Sixshot posted a couple pictures of it, and it had this like it showed him holding the Matrix, but he was on one knee like he got shot, and his eyes were gray.
I want to get the RC label set. Like I already know that it came out, and I was like, I got to get that.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and buy the RC. It's been shelf forming at my Target a lot.
But this is right here why I'm like looking at this figure and going, I like a big chunky Ultra Magnus, man.
See, I haven't had a Magnus.
He just doesn't turn into a white Prime underneath.
Yeah, I haven't had a Magnus since animated, and see, well, actually, I did buy the Netflix spoiler one, but I had it hung up on my shelf in a net like he was in the show, but I ended up selling it. So now I don't have a Magnus on my shelf anymore. So I really need to get a hold of one.
Toy Hacks is going to have a field day with this one already, because I can imagine some of the toy detail they're going to add to this thing. You know, red on the shins, and maybe like you know, add in some like color parts in certain places. I would never put red on his thighs because I was never a big fan of that. I know the toy was, but
I actually got one of the very first Toy Hacks upgrade sets that gave Magnus gave him white legs.
I remember that. I remember that back in the day. And then this is Masterpiece Ultra Magnus.
That's what I wanted to see, because do you guys have the Masterpiece Magnus by any chance?
I don't collect MP and I don't the scale.
So the back on this, the problem I had with the Masterpiece one, because I passed it up. I found a loose one at TFCon back when we went the first time. It has this back flap that just hangs there.
Okay.
I'm not crazy about that, because like you can see it there if you
look at
Yeah, it just hangs there, and I'm not sure why. Like, it's not mistransformed. That's just what it does, and I don't understand why they didn't just fold it back up.
Oh man, that looks so good.
That truck looks great.
Like this. Oh, this brings back memories.
I would love a Studio Series 86 Prime that matches the cab. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that this cab is not going to have. It's not going to turn into a white Prime.
Yeah, I just like, because MP10 matches the Masterpiece Magnus, even though it doesn't transform. So I figured they could do something like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do as far as the truck. I think the studio. I'm willing to bet the Studio Series 86 Optimus will end up being. It'll probably be something special, I'm sure. You know, however they do it, but I'm sure fans are going to complain.
Of course, that's what they do.
The last time we got something close to that was that Platinum Edition. Do you guys remember that? It was about 2016, I think it came out, and it was for the 30th for the movie, and it had Classics Prime with a translucent top and those window shields, and then it had Classics Megatron that was red and silver. And that was what they sold for the Platinum Edition for the 30th of the movie.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
I had the two truck cabs. You can see this one, like it has a what's it called? Like it's how you see like other normal trucks nowadays, like where their frame of the back end.
Yeah.
You know, because like with Optimus himself, like it's his actual legs, but here the frame of the truck it's more designed to be like that, but it does look good. And
that's about what the Masterpiece one looks like too, believe it or not.
Okay.
In terms of proportions. Yeah.
And there it is. There's the selling point right there. He can actually carry cars.
Ah,
That is so
about
good.
time. Oh,
Now you can
reamed-
reenact the scene with Red Alert, Sideswipe,
Yeah,
and Tracks.
I reamed the Siege one in my RID Magnus review for not
Okay.
being able to store the cars because that drove me crazy.
That's like the whole thing. Like
Yeah,
you want to be able to do that, and have the cars roll off and transform, and like in car carrier mode, Ultra Magnus is he's a born
yeah.
soldier.
When I first saw that commercial, I got the weird one where it would like fizzle out and skip the transformation. Do you guys know why that was a thing? Why they did that for a while?
Are you talking about, like animated, or are you talking about in like the?
No, it's the G1 commercial, and it was on one of the DVDs of Shout, and that Shout came out with, and I think there's a version of it on YouTube as well where it'll show Ultra Magnus and he'll be doing his thing in truck mode, and then it'll like fast forward and blur out for a second, and then it'll show him in robot mode instead of going.
There's a couple of different ones because he does a weird transformation in his first commercial where he's like, the Decepticons are attacking. Where's Prime? Oh, he's back on Cybertron.
Cybertron. It's up to you, Ultra Magnus.
It's up to you. And Ultra Magnus transforms and rolls out with the Autobots from the Ark. And then there is the commercial where he rolls in and he fights off against Galvatron. And then there's the commercial where he fights the Battle Chargers.
I think the one where it's fighting Galvatron, I think that's the one that I'm thinking of.
Okay. I think because the one where he fights the Battle Chargers, they transform him really fast because they needed to get to the transfer. They needed to talk about the Battle Chargers. Because the Battle Chargers commercials is cool because it's the only time we ever see them in car mode animated. Because you never ever see the Battle Chargers in car mode.
Really?
Yeah. Only in the commercial.
I did not know that because I've only ever seen like 2 episodes with them in it that I can remember.
That's all they're in. They're
only in 2 episodes. Well, they had to sell their toy, but they didn't have enough wherewithal to actually be able to make them useful.
I didn't know because I watched all season 1 and 2, but I kind of skipped around on 3. I haven't really watched all 3 yet. Since
3 is really good if you watch it in its proper chronological order, because if you figure out this character should have got introduced here, there actually is a continuity connect. Now it's funny because Jason just reviewed Carnage in C Minor.
Oh boy,
one of the worst episodes animated.
The things I do for my viewers.
Yeah. That episode is interesting because it actually has a sane Galvatron.
Yeah. I want to do a scripted review of that.
So that episode has to take place after Web World.
That's right.
So even if you like that episode, don't like that episode, if you wanted to actually place it chronologically, it has to take place after Web World. Directly after Ghost in the Machine is when Web World takes place. Because Ghost in the Machine is, Starscream's ghost possesses Scourge, and then the two of them kind of team up. And what's going on, Fire Tox and Larkin? They're in the chat. And then at the end of the episode, Trypticon shot up Galvatron and everybody and damaged everybody's weapons. And so they say, Trypticon neutralized our weapons. And so in the next episode, the Decepticons are flying through space and they're trying to get the Isotrite to replace their weapons. And that is directly correlating one to the next. So Galvatron remembered to take his meds that day.
Yeah, the main episode I watched from season 3, growing up anyway, was Return of Optimus Prime, The Rebirth, 5 Faces of Darkness, as well as The Burden is Hardest to Bear. That's my favorite season 3 episode.
That's mine too.
And then, of course, I watched Carnage a couple times just to laugh at it. And then I think there's a couple
What about Call of the Primitives? Have you ever seen that one?
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites too. So the weird thing is, Rodimus, I actually saw The Burden is Hardest to Bear before I saw the movie, and it really confused me when I turned on the Hub Network and I'm on season 3 of Generation 1 and Optimus is dead.
Right.
And I'm like, what is going on? And then because like at first I thought he had just left, like he was just on Cybertron or something. Because Cup says something along like giving his life or something about cyber. Like it made it sound like he was kind of still alive at some point in the episode. But about a month later, they showed the movie on the Hub, and then it all made sense.
Yeah, well, because I mean, like I said, like season 3, I'm of the opinion that season 3 story wise is actually better than people give credit for.
Oh yeah,
and the reason why people don't give it much credit is because of the animation.
Yeah, ACOM got their dirty hands on it.
Yeah. So when you watch episodes like The Ultimate Weapon is a great episode. Web World is a great weapon. Episode, not weapon. I've got weapon on the mind.
No, Carnage in C minor is a good weapon.
Yeah. Well, Broadside turning into his aircraft carrier mode and then kind of crashing down on Devastator.
Yeah, that's one of those. What is happening? Like that's why I want to do a script.
Yeah, but that doesn't beat Perceptor blowing Devastator apart.
Yes, there's that too.
In microscope mode, even in tank mode, microscope
Hotspot battling alongside Defensor.
Soundwave and Galvatron holding hands.
Yeah.
Or and then there's the one where Broadside picks him up, and like he just appears out of nowhere. He just comes out of nowhere. He's like, I don't remember what he said exactly, but he just picks Galvatron up and starts yelling at him.
Yeah, it's interesting here because story-wise, season 3 is great. Animation-wise, not so much though. ACOM got better fast with the X-Men cartoon in the 90s. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, they really did good shows afterward. It's
I think they did some. I think I don't know if it was just the first season or maybe it was the first and a lot of The Simpsons.
Yeah, it was like the first couple for The Simpsons,
right?
And you can tell just from how they color things.
Yep,
blaster touching Soundwave button,
and then a good indicator of some of the episodes when they animated like even when Optimus was still alive is when his head is gray and his back is gray. Or like his mohawk on his crest is gray. That's another big indicator. And then I think there's a couple more. Like Devastator has some weird design cues to him as well that kind of give it away when ACOM's animating.
Yeah, ACOM for some reason when they animated Rodimus Prime, they gave him this like they made it where his window like for the cab is.
Yeah, it's on his waist.
Yeah, it's on his waist, right. So it didn't look right. It's like, that doesn't belong there.
It'd be funny if they did Burden is Hardest to Bear because there's that line where he's like, you're still me and I'm still you. Just leave me alone.
Yeah. So are you guys big into the Yellow Park stuff or no?
Yeah, I just started getting into it. The Scourge is like high priority for me right now.
If this was in scale with War for Cybertron, I'd probably buy this Megatron. Like, he looks awesome. I mean, if you just take the face, like not the happy face, but the stern, menacing face there.
Nobody I know poses their Megatron with a happy face.
Reminds me of
there's this one here. So like,
I'm looking real quick, make sure I don't have any.
Look at your masterpiece. Right. And then did you see this thing?
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
A few tweeted this today and I was like, why are they using the evergreen barricade with that? Because
that's Xbox though, isn't it?
It's a Switch controller, I think.
Yeah. If you look over in the corner, evergreen barricades on there. It's like, what is going on?
Now you have to get this for Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Transformers related and it's a Switch controller.
Right.
Where is this? I didn't pay attention to that. Where was this at?
I don't know. And then there's voting
was
for your
so
favorite
weird.
character for Robots in Disguise and Evolution Toy of the Year. Who did you vote for?
My Evolution Toy of the Year, it was a rough decision because I almost gave it to Armada Optimus Prime, but he's got that back piece. Do you guys have him yet?
No, I'm not getting
Nope.
him.
I don't
Well, if
have
you
him
saw
yet,
my
but I'm
review,
gonna
he's
get
got
him.
this back piece section, that cannon piece, that it's hard to find anything to do with it. That's my one big negative with the figure.
Is
So
it
I
that
gave
red
it to
thing? The
What's
red
that?
thing? Is it the
Yeah.
red thing? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you could pop it off, but there's nowhere else to put it. I mean,
Yeah.
he's on display right now, and I had to take it off to fit him on the display, so it's laying between his legs. So I voted for Armada Megatron. I love that figure. And as
I've heard a
far
lot of
as
good things about that
Transformers,
figure.
Robots in Disguise character, I went with Scourge. I love that toy so much.
I mean, I voted for who I had. Like, and it's Evolution, so I voted for Nemesis. Like the Nemesis is actually a really good figure.
So for me, in terms of RID figures, I voted for characters. I mean, I voted for Skybite because he's the most. If I had thought about it a little more, I may have voted for Scourge, but he's just the most breakout for me. I think, in my opinion, because he's been in probably the most stuff out of all of the characters that are in it. But for my figure. I think I voted for Prowl.
You voted for Prowl?
I believe I voted for Prowl because he's the main one I had. I wanted to vote for Dreadwing, but he didn't make the cut for me. Well, I don't think he was just looking at Legacy. Yeah, and then also my arm joint just separated from the figure. So it's being held there by friction right now. I'm kind of upset about that. But probably if Armada Megatron was cool, I was going to vote for him too, but he just didn't quite get there for me, but I still really liked him. I really need to get a hold of Prime. I
noticed a lot of people on my review of Armada Megatron, they complained because he didn't have the gimmicks the old toy has. I was like, well,
yeah.
You guys got to deal with that. We are not going to get those gimmicks anymore. I mean, those days are over.
We can't afford it.
That was the whole reason why that toy even had like all of Armada was gimmick based.
Yeah,
the whole toy was built around the gimmick, not built around the vehicle and the transformation.
Yeah,
nor like having a good decent robot or a good decent vehicle. And the other thing is with all the gimmicks were just so they impeded on the toy.
Hit and miss, very hit and miss.
Yeah, I mean, look at Armada Blur with like that giant thing sticking on his back because that's the whole idea behind that.
The side swipe
screen.
Yeah, I like that figure. The Blur figure. It's just not very good.
Hey, what's up?
Another TF Connor.
Yeah,
I will be there.
Yep, we're gonna have to. One of us is going to have to give him the what is going to have to go get the table for Norbs, and it's going to have we have to be like, Tremont, get the table.
Yeah, you're the new guy with us this year, so you might have to go through the initiation.
Oh, God damn it.
Out of nowhere.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am not on the Pocky Challenge for an initiation.
I don't think anybody is now.
I don't think anybody is at all.
Yeah.
They pulled them from all the stores and off Amazon.
Oh, thank the gods, man. Let me tell you, because like as soon as I saw that, I was just like, no. That's not going to be the thing. Now, if you made a tequila challenge,
some cash. That might get you some cash, Patriot Prime.
Well, you know what ticks me off is I had an extra one and I sent it to Dr. Dad.
Oh, it was probably punishment.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
All right. So who's everybody voted for in this thing?
I voted for Skybite and the Nemesis ship.
Was Skybite even a was Skybite even a or are you talking about Skyquake?
Skybite.
Really?
Skybite robots in the skies.
Yeah, no, Skybite the sharkiest.
In the skies. Yeah.
Skybite the sharkiest.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he was an option on this thing.
He was for the robots in disguise.
Right, but no Legacy Evolution, we're talking about different characters.
Ah. Yeah,
like I mean,
right.
Legacy Evolution was for the toy. Robots in Disguise was for the character.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so
then I screwed that up. I thought both were for the toy.
No,
and I'm seeing it right now. Favorite character. Nerd.
Yep.
That's what I get for doing these things at work.
Oh, I hear you.
So I voted 2 times. I actually went in for Optimus, and then for the Legacy Evolution thing, I actually voted for Skyquake, and actually for the other one, for the robots in disguise, I actually went back and voted for Rail Racer also, because someone actually just kind of like said that one of these figures could actually be made into a real figure and everything. So Rail Racer might be like, who knows?
Yeah, I personally think Skybite is going to take it, but then again, it is an Optimus Prime that either an Optimus or a Megatron that'll always win.
Yeah, the thing about Rail Racer though is you run into the problems of the types of trains that they are.
Bullet trains.
Yeah, they've been very hesitant on bringing bullet trains back, and that's another reason why we haven't seen. That's why another reason why we haven't seen a Chug version of Train Bots yet.
Well, that's because it's a U.S. thing. Because in the U.S., trains are not as big. Although in Florida right now, I heard that they finished the from Miami.
The Bright Line.
What's that?
Bright Line.
The Bright Line. Yeah. I heard they finished that train. It's supposed to be like a super fast train that runs through Florida. It's supposed to go through Orlando.
They actually keep on fixing up the Bright Line, and then it winds up killing someone else and everything like that. And then that's kind of like what the history of Bright Line is right now. It's actually kind of full of like a few massacres and everything. So
okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if if Bright Line is actually kind of like is like crossing over into Ghost Rider kind of elements or anything like that, but I don't know.
It would be cool though if they had a cross country train, but go ahead.
I got the decals for the Nemesis today.
Oh, get out of here.
11 sheets.
Oh
holy
shit.
Cow.
Oh,
holy cow.
Yeah, that's going to be like a full month.
Yeah. But there's not as many damn windows as there was on the Ark.
Oh,
jeez.
Oh, it'd be brutal. I'll tell you what made me give up on big sheets of stickers was when I got Titan's Triptychon last year at a local con. A dude had it. I pulled out those stickers. Not only were they foil, but there was like 600 stickers on there. And I was like,
so easy. They were crap.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting my time on foil.
And those foil stickers are so easy to rip. Every time I've actually worked with them, I've actually had nothing but like heartache and pain. And I'm just not into it.
There are decals
premium paint jobs.
There are decals for the Ark.
Speaking of premium paint jobs, have you guys seen this?
Yeah.
This I'm kind of like all about because he comes with a second gun.
Yeah.
Like so he has me. So he has like the jetpack in the back, and then he has the regular gun. But then again, you can just get a third-party gun.
Yeah, that's true.
Ant mode looks a little bit better.
It really upsets me that I bought the Legacy one just like 2 weeks ago.
See, I toy hacked mine up, and it looks pretty much like that.
Although the thing is Air Razor looks a lot better.
Yeah.
With the Falcon face, the toes, and in robot mode, let's actually see if we can get to the robot mode. They painted her brown here on the top, like right here.
That's really nice.
I like the two-tone feathers too.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
That kind of brings us back to Animorphs Tobias with how that looks, because that was the last time I saw airbrushing that good on a Falcon Transformer.
I forgot about Animorphs.
Such a good book series.
Forgot about Animorphs.
Figures.
Thing is, like, for her though, you can just get some paint. You can actually like do this yourself.
Yeah.
And then just get a third-party gun.
Absolutely.
For Inferno.
Or as we know, the 3D print one.
Right.
Did we already talk about Ultra Magnus?
Yeah,
we did.
Oh, okay.
You want me to bring
Everybody
it back
knows
up?
I'm in. So there we are.
Okay, I can bring it back up. You know, we can.
Every time I see Ultra Magnus, you know, like I actually said this before in another chat that I was actually having a while ago, but like on this Ultra Magnus, every time I see him, he just looks like, do you even live, bro? You know, like that guy looks amazing to me.
Here's the thing, like I don't, you know, you missed out on it, but I was showing off my Kingdom customized Ultra Magnus,
right?
And you could see like his chest there is painted, and then I also painted the white there, and I painted the bumper for the truck mode,
right?
And I painted his face to make that look a lot nicer.
I get it. I had to paint mine because it was actually missing paint on the nose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but this one just like knocks it out of the park, though.
Yeah.
You know what? I just kind of noticed he's kind of proportioned a little bit like the titanium figure, just a little bit. It's in the shoulders. That's why I'm kind of
see that.
And honestly, that's not because the titanium figure is good. Like it's not a bad figure.
I have a titanium figure,
but I think that was working for it pretty well.
You know, and then here's the masterpiece next to it.
Yeah, just a third of this size, and he's just like a mid-sized masterpiece altogether. Yep. He is great.
You know, and then of course that car carrier mode.
A lot of people were actually kind of like bitching with the fact that he doesn't have his core robot or anything like that, but I don't care. Like this guy just looks perfect to me.
That wasn't in the movie, so that's the whole thing. With
we don't need
absolutely.
Because I had somebody
doing the core robot for
they didn't
half
understand
Magnus's. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I've had people complain why didn't Studio Series 86 Braun come with his drill attachment? I was like, it wasn't in the movie.
Right.
He should have came with blast effects.
Well, stop! I don't need any more violence.
Oh, trust me, we'll get a dead Braun eventually.
I have not shown my daughter the 86 movie yet. She's seen all of the first 65 episodes.
Wait till she's at least 15 or something like that. Then you can introduce her to the ultra violence.
No, you hit her where she's 4, just like I did with Dylan.
My daughter is 7, and
you're late, man.
Yeah, but my son is 4, and
he's prime age.
My son turns 5 on Tuesday. So, awesome. Yay!
That's a prime time to introduce him to the finality of life.
He's got to see more Transformers. He's more into Spider-Man and Zelda and.
See, I was wondering about that. Sovereign Knight says the Dead Ironhide and Prowl set isn't selling too well. I mean, I skipped it.
I'm actually waiting for that to go on clearance so then I can. I'm actually waiting for that to go on clearance so I can actually do a Halloween episode.
I'm gonna customize I finally got Earthrise Prowl, but he's missing one of the pieces there on his shin. You know, that's supposed to fold out. You know what I'm talking about? Like on the Earthrise Prowl.
Oh, yeah.
They're
a little flip thing.
Tight. Yes, they're so tight on my Buzzworthy Silver Streak. They're really tight.
No, mine are actually like I only have one and it's loose. And the other one is missing. I got it from a guy. He sold it to me for $25. He came up to me. He's like, "Oh my God, you're Rodimus Primal. Oh my God, you're Rodimus Primal." And he's like, "Oh, I'm selling some Transformers." Like, "Well, what are you selling?" And he pulls out Earthrise Prowl. I'm like, "How much?" How much? Because now I need to paint him because I'm going to paint the clear plastic white. I'm going to paint the shins gray and his stomach gray, and then I'm going to get toy hacks labels.
Grimlock Gone said he used got some Toy Hacks Nemesis labels. There's 11 of them, 11 sheets, my man.
Yep.
I'm going to film my before tomorrow, and then this will be my project for the month.
So my code for Toy Hacks is because I know this is my channel, so I know like Jay and I are not in competition with this. So don't think that it's like, I know some people will use mine or they'll use yours. I think mine is.
Oh, see, he thinks I know what mine is.
Well, because he keeps doing variations. He keeps doing variations of like my name.
They made me.
And they gave you an easy one for September because I guess you're into it.
I picked my own.
Oh, you picked it?
Yep. I've already got one picked out for next month too.
All right then.
Yeah, I already have a Toy Hacks set I'm using for it, and it's probably gonna make it like $2. You guys will see when I get it. I still haven't gotten the figures in yet, but I'm very much looking forward to getting
mine is in hand. Rod Primal 09 because they've been it's been pretty much like a variation of like Rod Primal 08 or Rodimus 08A, and now it's like Rod Primal 09 09. So I'm gonna have to come up with something different for October and December and November and all that. So
holy cow! If I use your discount on what I'm about to buy, it's going to make it 15 cents.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I'll take it.
You saved money in this economy. Good job.
Yeah.
What are you about to buy anyway?
Toy Hack set for a certain 2-pack of figures. I'm not going to say what yet.
Okay.
Oh, getting all secret squirrel on us.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I had to get a little secret squirrel myself, but that's a whole nother story.
You did, but yours is a different thing.
Yes.
Yeah, yours is more important.
I got this set coming for this weirdo.
Oh,
I still want that guy.
He's really
so weird, but Go ahead. Go for it.
I wasn't going to get this set, but they did such a good job with Minor Megatron and Rat Bat. And then these two, I don't know if you guys got the snipers. They're
I want those too. Like those. I
want it just for Javelin. Javelin's so cool.
She is awesome, and especially with the RC mold. And they did such a good job retooling these guys. I thought, what the heck? I'm going to get the Shockwave and where is he? The data clerk Orion Pax.
Yeah, honestly, I only want the set for Shockwave. I didn't even think the Orion looked that good. I've got the Mastermind one.
This one's lame. He's not a favorite of mine, but I actually really like this one.
Yeah, I definitely think that out of that mold, I think like Hound actually definitely did it better.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
they joined the party.
They tweaked it so much.
Yeah.
Is that Hot Link there, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Shockwave was amazing.
I was going to use Shitstorm, but I figured I'd get in trouble with the video.
Is that Shitstorm?
That's the Sparkless Seeker. I mean, he looks like.
Oh yeah,
I call him.
I had a guy basically trying to force me to buy that when I went and bought my premium finished Siege Prime. It was like that scene in Family Guy where Peter's trying to buy Roadhouse at the rental store, and the dude keeps trying to push the DVD. He's like, "If that DVD even touches Roadhouse, I will kill you."
Jason, did you get the sticker set? I got the sticker set for that Seeker that made him into the Starscream's Brigade Starscream. Remember? I don't know. Remember that there's a Toy Hacks made a conversion kit for him.
For which one?
The Sparkless Seeker.
I did not. I must have missed that one.
Oh yeah, there's a conversion kit.
I'll hop right on and I'll use Rodimus's code to get them.
There we go.
Yeah, I kind of love it when Toy Hacks does those conversion kits. It's the creativity there, man.
Yeah.
Are they still selling like extra accessories there? Or?
All their weapons?
Yeah.
I just recently got one for Hound that looks like his original G1 rifle, and then his hologram gun from the show. Right. And see, you put a little hologram sticker on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So he is well armed. Yeah, their conversion set they did recently, changing the drone or barricade into the Decepticon drone was really cool.
Yeah, I put the link to the Brigadier General Starscream conversion.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I really want them to do for like a War Dawn type 2-pack thing? Those Decepticons that were like the cube ones and then the truck ones from the War Dawn episode, and make them like some kind of army.
The maintenance worker cons Megatron was leading.
Yeah, the ones that Megatron hit is like Energon cubes, and then that he points to them and they all transform.
That because it would be part of War Dawn, like a War Dawn Decepticon 2-pack. One of each.
You guys know
that would sell like hotcakes because you'd have to buy like 4 of them.
Yeah. Why are they going so deep with IDW right now? I mean, all these
because it's over. It's well gone and over because 2.0 wasn't as good.
Yeah, not only that, but they made some great designs.
Yeah.
What's weird for this year's Amazon exclusives? It's not the quantity is a lot less than the prior years. It's like just 3, right? The two
that's true.
God, what was the Rise of the Wreckers? That was a shit ton.
Oh yeah, that was a ton.
That was what? 8,
and then they all hit at once.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that last year. It's like they all shipped all at the same time.
Why is my account in the negative?
What we need is a full-blown Liokaiser, all 6.
Please.
Yes.
Decepticon breast force.
Oh my lord!
I want that so badly. Like that would be a great.
Okay. So what would they
combination?
What would they call them though? Because they're not going to call them breast force.
The same thing they called them for Combiner Wars. Because I've got the Entertainment Earth exclusive one.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong.
It's nice.
It's nice, but I'd really like to have a better core robot. Because having Zaris from a Skylynx is really weird.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I almost got that one, but I too thought that's weird.
But it's overall, it's a cool set combined. It looks awesome combined.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only Combiner War set I still have.
What would you call it? And I'm being completely honest. I would not be surprised if they redo the Earthrise Megatron in Cosmic Rust Deco.
Oh god,
they're actually kind of cool, but like, there's too many of those Megatrons mold stuff.
That mold is aging poorly.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I know. But I wouldn't put past them to do it.
And the tank mode for Minor Megatron is a floppy mess that would not connect.
No, that looks nice.
I love the new head sculpt, but it's time to retire that one.
Yeah,
I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers. Takara Tomy does a Studio Series 86 because they can.
If anything else, as far as like a Megatron is actually concerned, I would love to see them heavily retool Galvatron and then make Megatron a siege machine, like a siege cannon or something like that. Like that would actually be great.
I just want something where we can get an accurate robot mode with the gun barrel out the top. Like I don't care what it turns into. I just want the gun barrel out the shoulder.
Yep.
The cannon, the chest, and everything correctly.
I think Takara Tomy is going to do it. I'm crossing my fingers. They are going to do it because, I mean, they can make anything. If Hasbro can't do it, Takara Tomy they can. They did players.
They're so close to getting everything with Hasbro
submarine.
No, the Takara Tomy I think would make it a gun.
So I'm not sure if they'd actually go into making a Studio Series Megatron unless it could actually be a gun or something like that,
Oh yeah, they'll make it if they do Megatron, they'll make it a gun. Because I mean, the cool part with Takara Tomy, their agreement is in the Japanese market, they have full reign of it. Hasbro can't even tell them no on anything in the Japanese market. So we're
gonna try to import that thing.
Oh yeah,
bear in mind we've got that Takara
YOLO Park though, and I see this on the comment is YOLO Park Megatron will be too small. He's only 20 centimeters, which I think is only 4 inches tall or something like that.
Right.
Oh, the YOLO, the mini versions or the AK. What is it called? AKM. I think the AKM is bigger, like too big, like
now
AHK. I think.
Don't forget, like when he said Takara has full reign over their own product and stuff. They just did that leader class Primal, and it was full on leader class, like big firing missiles. Like we haven't seen firing missiles in how long in generations, or even the movie lines. But I just figured since they're doing that now, what I was thinking is if Hasbro decides for some reason that they want to do the rest of the DJD, why wouldn't they do a Megatron too? Because the DJD turned into very questionable things.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
So if they're doing that, I could definitely see them more willing to do a Megatron.
Yeah, like I seriously want to see that one guy that turns into the electrical chair.
Oh yeah, Kaon. Yeah, that's my number one on the list as well. Him and
20 centimeters, about 8 or 9 inches. You saying? So he's going to be tall. He's almost going to be too tall.
Yeah, he's too tall. It's too tall for
generation scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Is you got to think about, like, is it too tall? Because that's the reason why I don't collect Masterpiece and why I don't collect third-party Legends, because the scale. I want my figures. Once I committed to the War for Cybertron scale, like at that point, I was like,
I still have hope that Takara Tomy will make things right for Megatron in the end. It's going to be the 40th anniversary. They're doing all these things for Prime. They're probably going to do that G1 articulated Megatron as well. And if they do a G1 articulated Megatron, I would almost put money that they're going to do a chunk Megatron.
Series. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I would import that thing like the first, if it shows up on Amazon Japan, I'm going to get it right away.
Yeah.
Mercenary puts up a good question.
Call it a submarine with a buttstock.
Mercenary put up a good question.
It wants to know what's our favorite. The chest force, I guess, is what we were localizing.
That's what I was actually thinking just now. Chest force.
I think that's what they're calling for Death Source. It's his chest, eagle chest. Right. What's the other? Lion chest?
Chest force.
For me,
I'm kind of kicking myself not backing that guy.
My favorites are Kill. I have a tie because, my nostalgia. My favorites are Kill Bison, just because of the name and how cool he looks. And then I'm very attached to Leozak, or is it Leozak? Because he was in this version anyway, was in the Wings continuity when I was reading the fun.
Well, no, that was Lyzak. You're thinking of Lyzak. That's Leozak's sister.
Yeah, Lyzak.
See, like in Japan, they don't do that kind of sort of thing where they just change a character.
Right,
they'll add a character as like a sister, or like looks like, but it's a different character. That's how they do things in Japan. They'll add to the universe. They don't things and change them.
Okay.
Oh, I just realized Jason lost power.
Yeah. That's what I just saw. I was trying to like say that before, but I was letting you talk. So yeah, I'm just going to show this.
Well, all the same. That's one of the reasons I like Leozak, because of Lyzak. Just very reminiscent of each other,
Hellbat being basically Starscream of the whole team. Hellbat killed off. What was his name? What was it? Cobra, the helicopter.
Wasn't it Death Cobra?
Something like
that. It was
that.
Death Cobra.
Yeah. I can't remember. And then Guy Hawk's just funny because he's pink. He just looks funny. Now I'll never forget the. Go ahead, Logan.
Leozak, Hellbat, and Guy Hawk had personality. The rest were. Well, yeah, it was the team. Yeah, it was Death Cobra. That's right. Death Cobra got killed by Hellbat.
What's the missile truck one? Oh, or is it a missile truck or the one that's the waist? I can't think of his name.
I don't even know that one.
Off my head. But yeah, I really like Leozak, just how he looks. He just looks cool anyway. I think Guy Hawk's funny just because he's pink, like you said, and then Kill Bison's cool. I'm just really hoping they come out with that.
I hope we get a Road Caesar too. I wonder if
Road Caesar would actually be at the top of the list right there too.
Hopefully, it's not a sidewalk vinaigrette. You have to watch Steve's video on that to get that joke. You don't get it. That's actually on TF Wiki now since he said that. Because like Euro G1, they just got screwed on several of their combiners. I mean, the Road Caesar didn't get all the bits. The late Devastator didn't get all the pieces. Rescue Force, the upscaled Liokaiser they're supposed to get, didn't get all the bits. So it just got the torso, the midsection, and the legs. Didn't get anything else. And then they just had really dumb names. Like there's Rescue Force, which was what Kill Bison became, or not Kill Bison, the other one. Is it Drillhorn? Was it Drillhorn?
Yeah, it was Drillhorn.
Yeah. He became just Drill in Euro G1. He's just Rescue Force Drill.
I hate when they actually change the names and everything. Like for RID, for car robots in Japan, Sideburn was actually Speedbreaker, which I thought was actually one of the best names that they could have actually come up with over in Japan.
Now, Prowl was Mock-Alert.
I'm a firm believer that a majority of the Japanese names in the Japanese-centric series are better names than the American counterparts. Mm-hmm. You know, G1, the US names are always going to be better. Like
absolutely,
Sideswipe is going to be better
for Lambor.
than Lambor.
Oh yeah, I love Sideswipe.
You know, so, but when it comes down to characters that originated in Japan, most of the time the US name is nowhere near as good as the Japanese name. And
especially when it comes to
you know, I mean, you take a look. I mean, you had, what were they named? You know, you had Counter Arrow was Mirage in Robots in Disguise, which Mirage does make sense for the character as he was as a character, but you know, he has an arrow on his chest, like that was the whole like symbol.
And like you said, it'd be cool to just add to the universe, right? You're just adding characters.
Right.
So. Yeah. And then don't forget, like I said, Prowl was, I think that's a better name.
Mock-Alert,
Mock-Alert,
yeah. Because I'm actually getting ready to finish my review for the Autobot Brothers, and I've been having to do more research.
Unicron
the way
Trilogy
they handled those characters over there,
names for Japanese are most like 99% of them are better.
Yeah.
And what's Tidal Wave called? In
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Well, Tidal Wave is called Shockwave. Yeah, that one I can kind of say like, Tidal Wave is a better name for him because it's the U.S. name is. But then again, it's Laser Wave in Japan. So Shock Blast was actually Laser Wave as well.
Yeah.
I always hated X-Brawn.
Yeah, that's right.
X-Brawn was Wild Ride, or it was Wild Ride, I think. Right?
Wild Rider, yeah.
Wild Ride, which it makes sense when he's in his super form because he's a rally car.
Yes,
right.
And
but then who else? You have Sandstorm was the name of Cyclonus. Then I believe it was Ratchet was actually the name of Red Alert.
Yep. And then Ironhide was. I wish it would have been Armor Hide for Demolisher. That would have made so much more sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Demolisher actually, that's the one that I think is a better name, and Tidal Wave is a better name.
Yeah, it was me as well.
But
I like
Silverbolt is a better name than Blur. Right?
Then what name?
Silverbolt is a better name than Blur.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that what his name was?
That's what his name was Silverbolt in Japan.
Huh. I like how that Blur is.
What's his name? Which should actually be kind of funny because if you think about it, Silverbolt didn't like heights, so he converted to an airplane to a car.
Yeah, that'd be a good story,
right?
At least it keeps the character consistent.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Another good name that was better in Japan was Grap. Was better than Smokescreen.
Oh yes, completely agree with that. I love Smokescreen as a character. You know, I like how he's just no nonsense. I'm going to follow Optimus Prime's lead. He's a good leader and stuff. But I don't think Smokescreen's name was
the appropriate name.
No.
Yeah,
it was
I'm
Wheelie,
crazy about it.
It was Wheelie instead of Perceptor.
Although,
The Minicon combiner was called Wheelie in Japan.
What did they call the build team in Japan? I forgot what it was, but I think the American name for
Build
Landfill was
Hurricane?
a lot better.
Or no, it's Build King.
Build King.
Build King. Yeah, Build King.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Build
Landfill
Hurricane,
a lot
Build
better. Like
Typhoon.
Landfill actually just gets me, you know?
Yeah, Landfill was a good name. It wasn't a bad name. It was, it worked for the Constructicons, but I mean the construction team. I mean the build team.
And they
it was also kind of cool in Japan. They put God for like God Magnus, God something like to show the ultimate powerful robot. They just
Well, I think God, Ultra, and Power are kind of interchangeable. I think the words for it are interchangeable. The way they translate into American or into English.
Rodimus, I think you can back me up on this. Hot Rod does not suit Hot Shot. I know the character was going for that kind of leader type thing, but just the design and I just don't think
I agree with you there. But then again, remember something though, it was Hot Rodimus in Japan for the G1 character, and he became Rodimus Convoy, and so he was Rodimus Convoy in Superlink. So there's that connection.
Yeah.
It was Roadbuster, not Ironhide in Energon.
Yeah, and I most of the time still call him Roadbuster, but if I see him in the show, like if I'm watching Energon most of the time, I'll call him Ironhide, but I still try to call him Roadbuster as much as possible because I prefer that myself.
Hey guys, I gotta go get my daughter from school, so I'm gonna disconnect.
All right.
But you all have a good weekend. It was nice chatting just a bit. Later, guys.
All right, take care.
Take care, Larkin.
Bye.
See you, Larkin. And then I think we kind of agreed to disagree. I mean, I'm more in the camp with you on this one, but I like Rampage more than Wheeljack objectively.
Yes,
I'm just a little bit partial because I grew up with the show. Like I watched it as I got a little older.
Hold on a
that's
second.
What I was used to, even though I saw G1 first.
Hold on a second.
I saw that version of Wheeljack.
Because I got something that I want to show you that would have pissed off a particular person from BotCon because she was the one who created the character. But the color scheme for the very color scheme for Armada Wheeljack or Rampage actually matches a completely different character.
Which one? The show one that was in the Takara release or the Hasbro toy?
I'll show you. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to pull her up. Night Racer G2.
Oh no! Oh, that would have been such a good remold for BotCon. Oh man, because
Melbourne, thank you for the super chat.
Redux.
So Night Racer would have been a better name for that character. Period.
Yeah.
Agree.
I agree.
Like that's and then of course she had a toy. It was a BotCon exclusive in '95. Yeah,
that would have been a great callback in the G2 Redux in 2010 when they did that.
So I mean, that could have been a thing. The only thing is that I believe she is a creation of Raksha.
I'll be damned.
That Night Racer, I could easily see them doing a recolor in the Sideburn in the new Sideburn mold that they actually made just recently.
Maybe they would have to. I would personally, it's not Wheeljack. It's Night Racer. How about that, Night Racer? That's a better, maybe even retool the head. I don't know, but
right.
I'm just going to go with Rampage.
So I got to thank Melbourne for the alien encounter. So let's give a little thank you right here.
Stop! Let go of my dad!
I love
Apparently,
it.
yeah, she hates Antagony, and we have Antagony. So yeah, a Night Racer would make perfect sense out of that retool of the sideswipe from Shattered Glass. So.
Don't forget, when they're doing the BotCon stuff lately, Sideburn in that story was very pivotal because in that part of the timeline, the Autobots forgot where he was. He went missing, and Night Racer finds him and basically talks him into, "You're a Decepticon." Am I? Yeah, you are. But am I? Yes, you're a Decepticon. Join us.
It's kind of
he's got amnesia when they find him.
Yeah, because there's things about that, like you really think it through. You can almost kind of imagine that they can make these characters be someone else. Yeah, I made an OC Fembot and Comet Racer. Okay, yeah. So like there's a whole bunch of stuff you could have done. Like, so there's better names they could have chosen, and it was only done to keep the name trademark. That's it. Like, that's it. And
if there's anything to take away from this, we wouldn't have got an Alternator's Wheeljack if it wasn't for that. Technically,
true.
If they hadn't held on to it.
Here's my opinion: if they wanted to do about keeping the names, maybe they should have named the Minicons after the OG bots and used brand new names for the Autobots and Decepticons.
Yeah, because they did that. They did that sometimes. Because I mean,
Swindle
Inferno was Thrust.
Yeah,
Swindle was Starscreams. Oh shoot, there's so many.
Inferno more. was Thrusts.
Thrusts, yeah,
right.
Thrusts.
And yet there was an Inferno in Energon.
Yep.
Who became Roadblock.
Yeah.
So it would have made perfect sense to just just the same thing with Sideswipe and Night. I understand you're a Night Beat fan, so like but
not
Night
that
Beat
Night
was
Beat.
supposed to be.
Not that Night Beat.
Oh God, nobody likes that Sideswipe at all.
So bad. It's worse than Sideswipe. That Minicon is. I stand by that. That Minicon is worse than Sideswipe.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the Minicon can be better than some of the bad Armada toys, but not that one.
Yeah, Mirage was a piece of the Skyboom shield, which kind of makes me wonder because the Formula One vehicle was Prowl in Energon, or I believe that was it was actually Red Alert was his name in Japan, but you could have named. I think Mirage might have actually made more sense for that, making him a Formula One. Right? But then again, it doesn't matter.
I really like that version of Prowl. He's kind of a wuss sometimes, and he's always like he's always kind of like not sure of himself around Raw, and he's always the pants when they power link.
Yeah,
except for one time. Except for the one time he tries to take charge, he gets crapped on by Downshift. He's like
that. Okay, and that name burns me. Because that's Wheeljack.
Oh yeah, I know that drives you crazy.
Wait, what?
I know that drives you crazy.
But I was actually I accepted that Downshift could have actually been another character.
Yeah, I'm in that vein as well.
Yeah, and I just
the dub made it even worse because they called him Cliff Jumper.
Oh, they went back and forth for 3 episodes, and then they finally got a hold of themselves. Oh, it went back and forth.
That dub was awful.
Episodes were hard.
The dub made Energon that much worse. And the thing is that like Superlink, the story is kind of meh as it is, but it's just worse with the Energon dub.
I watched it again, like I told you guys in the group chat. I didn't think it was as bad as I remembered it to be. I enjoyed because I thought
it's painful, and it's even worse.
It's
even worse when you miss the Scorponok Scars episode.
Yes, that throws you off a bit because it's automatically like what Ironhide goes in the English dub wondering why Scorponok is the way that he is, but he should already know.
Yeah, because that whole storyline was important. It was so important. Have you never seen Superlink, Norbs?
Nope. This is why I'm actually staying so quiet because I'm just like I can't look like the jerk here who doesn't watch every single Transformers episode, although who doesn't watch every single Transformers show.
You got to understand something. And you know, it's kind of funny because we're sitting here having a Unicron Trilogy conversation here.
Right.
But like when I'm doing my character retrospectives, I have to study all this stuff. I got to study all the characters and I got to watch all the series and I got to, you know, and sometimes like it you can almost get burnt out from it because, you know, I'll have to watch like some of the same footage over again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had to take a break when I was watching Energon and man, it wore me out a little bit when I got into those like the middle of the seat before they mutate into their new
colors.
New forms. Yeah, their new colors. It gets a little bit drawn out right there.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Like the you know they only had maybe about 20 episodes of story, and they told it in 52 episodes. Because they had another 20 episodes of story, and they told it another.
Like right after you get past when Megatron comes back, right between there and like I said, when Unicron is in full swing, they do so much standing and staring at each other and get the Energon towers and Shock Blast yelling at everybody and then Kicker having weird moments in space.
Energon, and Transformers Energon is like the Frieza saga.
Oh, don't insult it that much.
Oh, that's hilarious.
5 minutes and this planet will explode. 30 episodes later.
And it's only
there's literally 3 solid episodes of Unicron transforming. And it's like, oh my God, just turn into robot.
Does it like boom, 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 boom. And here they're taking how many episodes to do things?
And he does it in like 2 in Energon, which I mean, it makes sense because they keep stopping him. Or not Energon, Armada.
Right.
It makes sense because they keep stopping it. And then he starts again. And then he'll stop. But in Energon, he does it the whole time. And I don't know if it's because he's low on Energon or what, but it takes so long.
I don't know if this is a popular opinion, but like the one reason why I didn't really get into Energon was because of Ironhide. I think he was actually the one that was actually in Energon, right?
Yeah,
the guy with
I could see why.
And I hated him instantly. And I was just like, I might be able to skip this one, you know?
Well,
but I didn't know if it was actually really worth watching, but I like the animation though.
I'm on the road. Like Ironhide does, I feel like get better over time in the show.
He does, but his voice is great.
Yeah, Matt Hill's voice is a little bit.
It's grating. Oh.
And that you hear that sigh that Rodimus actually did just now. That's exactly how I felt hearing the voice and hearing the acting coming from Ironhide and everything. And what actually just made it worse was the fact that his head was just like right on top of his vehicle mode at all times. I was just like, really, like he's supposed to be a robot in disguise, right? So. Like, could you do something with the head, like put a flap on it or something?
Let's change subjects here. Let's switch out of Unicron Trilogy here, and let's switch back to Studio Series 86 because that's what we were talking about. And let's get into, yes, we do need a Studio Series 86 Devastator. I have the Combiner Wars one. It's only good to face off against Omega Supreme.
It is aged poorly. The figures themselves are just. Oh, I got it for Christmas in 2016. I got rid of it in about 2 years. I just, one, I didn't have room for it anymore. And 2, they just were not holding up as well as I thought they would in terms of with new stuff coming out.
I still have mine. Now, I think I got mine real cheap from someone who sold it to me because there was just like a crack on one of Hook's connectors. But aside from that, he was just excellent. So... But I'm actually looking to see if there's actually going to be an 86 version of Devastator, though, because like I really would love to see that.
I wonder if that. Oh, I wonder if that is going to be the HasLab project.
No, I would hate that.
Well,
I would absolutely hate that.
I don't know.
Like Devastator should actually be a character who should actually be out there for everyone.
I think, and this is just complete speculation, that it's a possibility that it could be Devastator. We don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. I have no.
I don't know.
Hold on, Hasbro.
I don't know.
Don't make Devastator a HasLab project. Do you hear me? Like, I would actually hate them forever just for that reason. And watch them do it tomorrow. Guess what, everybody?
There's other things I want to see for HasLab.
PulseCon, we're gonna find out.
Speaking of PulseCon, I cannot wait to see animated Bumblebee. Oh, I cannot wait to see it.
I'm hoping he's good. I won't like. I only need one Bumblebee. I don't need 15 different Bumblebees. I need one, and I need one good one. And so,
I'm
just kind of on that.
Anyway, single which way and farm and everything. He's actually one of my faves.
I'm kind of on that opposite end because I was born in the age of Bumblebee. You know, because all of my favorite series have a Bumblebee.
Right.
I mean, G1, G2. Well, G2, yeah, kind of. Prime, the movies, animated, the Bayverse, everything that I've liked has a Bumblebee, and I just kind of round off my collection in those places, especially like I had to get like I'm very particular about when I like him as a bug and when I don't. Like for Legacy, I had to go with the Worlds Collide 4-pack that came with the Nemesis Primal, the one that was like more like Cliff Jumper and molding with the Bumblebee head. I that one.
I have the Netflix one up there somewhere. Yeah, kind of like where my finger is. You could kind of see is the yellow. There is the Netflix one.
I actually have that 4-pack Bumblebee only because somebody actually made me because one of my friends actually made me a head for bumper to actually put onto that that Bumblebee. So like I was just like, yes, a new character. Okay, awesome. You know,
I swapped out the spy. I only have 2 of them because I've actually here's interesting. When my parents first moved down here, to Florida, I came with them to help them paint two of their rooms, and their what's it called the local toy store here I visited, and they had a bucket full of loose Transformers. He didn't know what he had, but in the bucket was a Fangry, that
get out of here,
and the Black Arachnia. I got them both for $5 a piece.
If you ever go back there and find another Fangry, I will be your friend forever. There's like find that guy for me. That's the one guy that's actually missing out on my Monster Bots.
It was only one. It was only one.
That is luck.
Yeah. So I got the Fangry, and I took the Black Arachnia legs and I put them on the Kingdom Black Arachnia to give her the cartoon accurate spider legs.
Right.
And I have the Goldbug figure from the 4-pack. I mean, I have the 4-pack as well. So I have the Goldbug 4-pack with the 4 insects.
Right.
The insects collide or whatever.
Yeah. I actually got that just because of Goldbug.
Yes, exactly. But then again, I also wanted Ransack because I want a complete Insecticon set.
Yeah, I agree with you about that too, because like Ransack was actually kind of like one of the top characters. If I could actually get him, Venom, and what's the other guy's name again?
Chop Shop.
Yes.
Chop Shop.
I think it's Chop Shop, Barrage, Venom, and
I kind of feel like the secondary is Insecticon should actually have their own molds, really.
They should, because they're different. They're very different. I wouldn't mind them doing the 5th insect from that line of insect bots that I don't know if it was ever made in Japan, but it was definitely proposed, is the female ladybug.
I didn't even know there was a female ladybug
in Japan. They I don't know if they released it, but they definitely had proposal or design for it.
Oh wow.
So they were going to do it, but that whole line was I believe was canceled, or it didn't sell well, and so it was imported into the US by Hasbro, but it was not part of Takara's toys, so Takara never released it over there.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I kind of want that now.
Yeah, it'd be kind of neat, right?
Yeah.
If they did that. So
now, to tell you the truth, the reason why I got
that would be cool. That would be cool. A full-blown combines with his trailer, does have the smaller robot mode and everything. Power Master Prime.
Yeah, the only thing is they don't want to do a Prime for HasLab, and I hate that because it would be so nice to get this in full. That's not a Headmaster. Oh,
yeah.
I was so tired of them doing that in Titan's Return. Everyone at every price point had to be a Headmaster. That's not how Combiner Wars was. The leaders were standard.
Yeah,
I mean, I would actually accept the Power Master portion of it, though. You know, because like I think that actually kind of like makes that bot what it.
I want Power Masters to come back, and I want full blown Power Masters. I want that gimmick with the with the engine that you know.
Yeah,
makes it transform.
Yeah, because I still love Target Masters. Like no matter what, like you give me like one of the bots that actually have like a gun that transforms into a little guy and everything. Yeah. I'm all in on that. You know.
But where is he? There he is. Good old Needle Nose.
Right? Yeah, there
great figure. Like it's funny too because I heard a lot of people complaining about him. My main complaint with this Needle Nose is the Target Masters themselves.
Yeah, agreed. Like,
that's
they don't really do anything just by you lay them down and they're a gun. You know. Yeah.
Like, it's not even a transformation. It's just like you said, lay them down.
Right. But I really love that Needle Nose character though. Like he came out even better than I thought he was actually going to. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Funny.
I'm sorry.
I find it funny that they kept shoving him.
Complete your thought.
Wagging.
You're lagging.
I think I'm wagging.
Am I?
No. Treebot is.
Oh, okay. Because usually it's me.
What?
Yeah, but I was not expecting that amount of epicness coming from Needle Nose at all.
I still got to do. I still got to do a review on these guys.
Man.
I still want those too.
Yeah.
This
I had to get. I was like, I don't care. I have to have it because it's the whole Wardon set. Like my daughter absolutely, first and foremost, she loves the aerial bots. Loves them. Like
Agreed.
Absolutely loves the aerial bots. And she loves, of course, the girl characters. So when Elita 1 shows up, she's like, oh, what's this with that? And then when I tell her, like, oh, yeah, well, she used to be Ariel, she loves it. It was like War Dawn was the perfect episode for her.
Nice.
So here this 7-year-old girl is just sitting there like watching Transformers with daddy and is just enamored by this is Optimus Prime's origin. This is, Ariel used to be, had become Elita 1. A young Alpha Trion. The aerial bots are in this episode. The aerial bots learn to be good guys. And so she just loves it.
That show actually had a lot of everything, Yeah.
And, it's so interesting because I hear so much hate on Twitter and on some places that hate with a passion G1. They hate G1.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. They hate G1. Like there are some people who are like those. First and foremost, they hate me because I'm a G1 fan.
Right.
They hate anybody who's a G1 fan, and they hate G1 even more.
That's what I don't get about the. I keep on thinking to myself that there's like some kind of like thing where everybody actually has to feel as though theirs is the best out of, and you automatically have to agree. But you actually also have to agree that G1 is actually the innovator of everything that actually came afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to have like a lot of respect for that reason alone.
They have no respect for it because it came out before the year they were born.
Yeah. So, like I can respect everybody actually has a G1. Granted. Like everybody who like everybody who's actually out there, if you actually have something that you love and someone who actually grew up with something like for some people, Bayverse is actually their G1, right? So you have to kind of respect that.
I respect them for having it. I don't have to like Bayverse to respect Bayverse.
You do not.
Right.
Okay. I don't have to respect Bayverse. And my disdain for the Bayverse has nothing to do with the fans just because they like it.
Right.
My problem is that like I adore Generation 1 and understand that it was the foundation. And it's not just the cartoon, it's the toys. It was the bios that were on the back of the packaging that were written by Bob Budiansky, and he wrote the comic book. So he wrote these characters, and like it was like, and
he breathed life into them.
Here's the funny thing. You watch the Generation 1 cartoon, and then you read the Marvel comic. You can see the similarities in some of the story. You can imagine some of the Marvel comics taking place in the cartoon.
Right.
Not all of it, because continuity is different.
Of
but
course,
you can imagine, because they took Bob's profiles and they applied it. So you can imagine some of Bob's stories, or even some of Simon's stories when even before he took over in the late issues of US Marvel G1. But you can imagine like some of Simon's earlier stories taking place in the G1
absolutely.
cartoon, right?
Yeah.
So those kind of things, you sit there and I encompass 1984 all the way through 1990, 1991 with the Marvel Comics ending, of Generation 1 is a whole like plethora of foundation. But other Transformers series, they come out, and people love some people love the Unicron trilogy.
Right.
I find the rush production really makes it hard for me to enjoy, but there are parts of it I understand. It's easier for me to forgive a lot of the faults of the Unicron trilogy than I can the Bayverse.
I get it.
Because with the Bayverse, it was literally Michael Bay saying,
"True."
And
my part was
actually said things that were literally like, in a way, the same things the bullies that beat us up when we were kids and said, "You're still into that nerdy stuff," right, and said to us, "You're still into that nerdy Transformer stuff." Now they're the ones making movies, and they're the ones who now get to be in charge of the things that we love.
Right.
That's kind of how I look at it.
My whole thing about where Michael Bay actually did the whole he thumbs everybody off is actually when he actually said, "There's no place for Dinobots. I hate Dinobots. Nobody will love Dinobots." And as soon as he actually introduces them, everyone loved the Dinobots. I don't know. I don't actually understand what the thinking was. It's robots and dinosaurs meshed together. Who's not going to love that?
Yeah. We couldn't get a red car, but we finally got a red car, and he's like, a background character. And apparently he was supposed to be killed off, and it ended up being, it's kind of a good thing that they killed off Q, right? Because it was supposed to be, it was the, what's it called? They were supposed to kill Dino, and they ended up killing Q instead, because Ferrari didn't want their car to die.
Of course not. But Mercedes was perfectly fine with their car being killed off.
Right. Well, they also had another Mercedes in the movie, but then it was Soundwave, who was a Decepticon. But the thing though with the Bayverse though is that like it was almost like on purpose that the robot designs were so different. Like not a single character was recognizable. Not a single character.
I get it, but there's a point there where I really thought that their industrial way of looking at things, the industrial way of design, actually kind of worked for them and everything. Especially since they were thinking aliens are actually going to look more like this, and that's actually kind of like more up to their vision. You know what I mean?
Their vision, right?
Right. So and everybody's actually going to have a different vision as to how Autobots are actually, or how Transformers on a whole are actually going to look. Starscream can actually look like a Dorito, and everything for all intents and purposes, and that's great. And so Starscream can actually look like he actually did in G1, and that's awesome too. But I kind of feel as though that way of thinking, it just keeps Transformers moving on and everything, because what's Transformers if not for transformation from one end of the spectrum to the other?
The thing is you're still going to get the robots turning from robot to car,
right?
Even if they're not recognizable, even if they're a bunch of metal that you can't differentiate between one and the next, on screen unless you're paying attention. You know, to the average moviegoer, a lot of people who watch the movies and go, yeah, they're transformed. Like, you talk to people nowadays and they go, yeah, I saw the movies, but I don't even know what I was watching. Like, they don't even know what the robots were. They had no connection to them because there was nothing that really made them stand out. When you look at the colors on the Generation 1 colors, even the Unicron Trilogy was full of color.
You're right. And it's those colors that actually
remember, I'm looking back from 07. So I'm looking at Unicron Trilogy. Beast Wars was very colorful. Generation 2 was very, very colorful. You know what I mean? So we recognized a lot of these characters. And
so you're actually saying like the colors actually kind of like connect you to specific characters and everything, depending on
colors,
personality types,
design,
sort of
even if you had like if because the big thing that Michael Bay was saying was, how come you can't, I wanted to see the truck part here and I wanted to see the robot part here. I wanted to see all this metal like all over here. Fine, but also remember the car also acts as armor.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have had you could have had like metal shoulder pads that were part of the car. And you have Ironhide, you can kind of say he kind of fits that bill.
Well, he
couldn't be red.
According to how the IDW was, you had the thing, and that appeared on other Autobots as well in the toy line and the comics. And the way I had interpreted that was standard issue combat armor,
Yeah, I can kind of see, but what I'm trying to get at is like how come Ironhide couldn't look like Ironhide?
Yeah, I mean, they could have actually.
If you wanted to do the big cannons, cool. You want to use the big pickup truck, cool. Oh, I guess he can't be red because using cameras back then can't be red. But then you made Optimus red.
But again, back then they were also talking about the realism of superheroes and everything too. Like, so X-Men actually all had to wear black uniforms or whatever, because nobody really would have actually liked Wolverine in yellow and blue spandex and everything, right?
Have you seen what they're going to do with Deadpool?
No, I get it. Yeah, I
mean, come on.
And he looks great, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that they actually really understood exactly how fans would actually really react to their favorite character in their colors, Yeah. Yeah, they actually underestimated realism as opposed to bringing us more into the fantasy.
Right, like that's the thing. Like that was the thing in the 2000s, and it wasn't just Transformers. Transformers wasn't the only series. You said X-Men, right? Another thing, Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movie had to be this flight suit in all green. It couldn't be this ragged goblin costume,
Right. And why? Because they felt like meshing fantasy was not the way to go. It actually had to deal with real life basis. But then we actually have Hulk. We actually have the Wolfman. We actually have characters who transverse those kind of things.
It wasn't until the MCU came along and showed us that we can have costumes that look like the characters, and we can recognize them on screen and get connected to them. Mind you, there are ones that we can complain about,
right.
But for the most part, Captain America looks like Captain America. Iron Man looks like Iron Man.
Now,
and we liked it.
I could pull. I'm sorry, I'm so delayed. I could go ahead and say this. You notice, like with early X-Men and things like that, they were very, very different, and that was the era we were in with Transformers. But the one thing that lived out of all those reimaginings was Transformers, because there were new fans that wanted to see the movies, including myself, that made the money for it, and we enjoyed it enough where we kept getting more sequels, despite how divisive
the thing is like with the movies. And again, this is why I don't have a problem with I told you this. I don't have a problem with the fans. It's my issues with the film and how it came about. They could have designed the robots to be closer to recognizable. Like Starscream in Energon was an F-22, and he was very G1-esque in a way, right? Like in the
Right.
design of the robot. So, Energon showed us that a F-22 can turn into a Starscream that looks like Starscream. Even IDW in 2005. But then by that point, I think they had already designed what Starscream was going to look like, in the live action films. But, the design was so different. I'm just like, you look at it and you go, I don't recognize that character. The biggest test is take a 7-year-old girl who loves Transformers and watches it with her daddy and take her on the Universal Studios Transformers ride. Daddy, why does Optimus Prime's mouth look so weird?
Well, she saw that. Well, she did see G1 first. You got to bear in mind you got to look at it the other way from like my standpoint at age 4 and age 5.
Where is Starscream? Exactly. Where was now Starscream's on the ride, but it's Bayverse Starscream.
Right.
Where was Starscream?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the jet. That was Starscream, 7-year-old girl. Why couldn't they make Starscream in the on the ride?
It's just at this point, it's all about perspective, is the way I look at it.
Right. Well, that is my issue with the films, is that they introduced you to it. If they made the designs of the robots recognizable, and then you grew up on the Bayverse and you were a big fan of the Bayverse, that's fine. But then you and I could go on the Transformers ride and I can take my 7-year-old daughter on it and she has no problem recognizing who the characters are.
Right.
And so there is that disconnect. And so
I feel
there's no consistency in the design of the characters. So, and for certain characters, it's like they should absolutely match. There should be a, connection with this.
Now, there are certain designs that I understand probably needed a change. Because, I as much as it's not everyone's cup of tea, I will defend the Megatron design just because I read Beginnings and he didn't always look that way. He wasn't always that way until the Fallen got a hold of him. And he just kind of looked like this very Silver Surfery robot that had normal hands, but eventually he started corrupting and getting crazy.
That was an add-on addition that was done. That was basically done by people in the comics who kind of wanted that. Maybe we can explain how, right? That was kind of like they're trying to explain it. And the thing is also, if you and I, we kind of agree that the Bumblebee movie is supposed to be a reboot, but
completely
technically, according to Lorenzo, not so. Because remember, the movies ignore continuity.
I will fight him.
Every single comic book, every single video game, every single thing that was connected to the movie franchise, they ignore it all.
Right, and exactly. And that's why a majority of my age group that likes the movies and likes the other stuff will wholeheartedly tell you Age of Extinction and Last Night are loosely based on the first 3. They're not direct sequels. And I've discussed that with like Paper Melon and my buddy Jake at Transformerland and a lot of the guys that really enjoy the movie comics and things like that. Age of Extinction and Last Night honestly don't even work with the previous films just because of what happens in those, showing various things, because those movies at the end make the Autobots look strange, like not design wise, lore wise, it makes them look very, very weird,
right?
And not very loyal to their home planet as much as they were in the previous ones, like wanting to eventually go home and fix Cybertron with the Allspark, but now they don't have the Allspark, so we're going to stay on Earth, but still wish we could go back home. Like they're wholeheartedly.
I kept the original zeitgeist of why the Transformers were on Earth to begin with.
Yeah, and that's why I personally, and especially how much of a gung-ho IDW guy I am, with the expansion, I like to stop at 3. I don't like 4 and 5. I think 4 and 5 are awful movies objectively and subjectively. I don't think they're good movies to just go watch. I have only watched The Last Night since it came out 3 times. And one of them I didn't get all the way through. I have watched 1 through 3 or 1 through 4.
How many retrospectives have I done on characters that were in The Last Night?
None, right? No, you've done Hound.
Hound
and Nitro Zeus.
I included Day Trader. So both of those videos I watched The Last Night in preparation for the video.
Oh, it's hard to watch with commercials.
Remember, the every time I do a retrospective on a character who's in the movie, I watch it. You know what I mean? I take the time to glean what I can so that I can make sure that I'm at least, even if I don't like it, I'm going to objectively talk about it in a retrospective. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I might have a way of saving you some time.
I know. But yeah. I mean, because I have it digitally.
I might have a way of saving you some time.
But that's also the case for when I did the Mirage video and with the Jazz video. I watched the first Michael Bay film for, to get what I could so I could make sure that worked. And, when I eventually redo my Dinobots video, because I'm going to wait until the Swoop figure gets revealed and then I'll work on a Dinobot remaster, because that video revealed. What's that?
I hope he gets revealed.
I think he's going to end up getting revealed, because Snarl got revealed. When was it? Like early this year?
Yeah. So, most likely, I'm actually wondering if Swoop is actually going to be revealed like closer to Christmas.
Either Christmas or Toy Fair. I think Toy Fair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I am so regretting playing catch up on the Dinobots right now.
What?
Oh, they are so hard to get. Like the only ones I can find out in the wild. Yeah. Like I'm trying to get them all late. The only ones I can find right now for decent prices are Sludge and Snarl.
Yeah.
Sludge and Slug. Those are the only two I can get a hold of. Grimlock is dead to the world. Yeah, Slag. I didn't know if you had any British viewers watching.
Just keep on going through the Facebook Marketplace, because every so often you'll actually find someone who's actually selling it for a ridiculous price. So yeah.
I think the Masterpiece Grimlock is in scale, though, isn't it? Like it's close to scale.
It's got to be close.
It's a little bit taller. He's a little bit taller than the leader class, but I don't necessarily think he's actually in scale. And as far as build quality is actually concerned, dare I say it, I like the Studio Series a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
I kind of think that because I saw at BotCon people were selling Masterpiece Grimlock, and
now, Joe, I think you would personally like. I know you don't do Masterpiece. Right. I would pick that up if you could find it for a good price just to check it out. It is a fun toy.
He is a fun toy.
With everything.
Here's the thing, though. Right in front of Skyfire is Studio Series 86 Grimlock. So, it's kind of like where I'm like, I'm good. I got my Grimlock. I got the Grimlock figure.
Yeah, I feel it.
Oh, no. For me, for me, the Dinobots were actually my pinnacle team. Like I actually have to have each and every one of those dudes, because like they are actually kind of like the best, most dynamic fighting team that you can actually find in any one of the Transformers lores, at least to me.
Yeah.
Like a secondary, probably like the Aerial Bots or something. Like I would love to see like a legacy version of the Aerial Bots pop along and everything like that. But the Dinobots, though, like each and every one of them actually has a special place, especially Slag. But I don't know. I have all of them so far. I'm just waiting for Swoop, and once I'm done with Dinobots forever.
It's interesting because Neil Ross does the when he did the voice in season 1, it was with a deeper growl, and then by season 2 and 3, Slag is like a lighter, but it's still Neil Ross doing it. So it's like, be Slag, no light question from enemies, and then it's like in season 3, it's like me slag, say you full of beryllium baloney. So it's a higher pitch,
that
but it's still Neil Ross.
Yeah.
But the first time where he actually just introduces himself and takes out his blaster out of his chest, he's like, "That good enough for slag."
Yeah.
Just, oh man, that just got me. And then what kills me is that he actually misses his targets, but it's okay. That's what he does, you know.
He doesn't care, dude. He's the one who bull charged Devastator. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean, but one thing about me is, now I am pretty all over the map with my collection. You know, I mean, shoot. You've got a wing saber here, a Jinrai over there.
Yeah,
but
I get it.
Don't make me pull out my HasLab Star Saber.
My whole thing is I like to collect a lot of the, like, I'm loaded with generations from like 2012 to now. And my big thing I've been really doing is, out of all those series that have come out, I've grabbed a version of all the first movie cast: Optimus, Ironhide, Jazz, Bumblebee, Ratchet, and I've had those. And every year I've gotten to replace them. Like right now I'm sitting with Laser Prime, Studio Series 86 Ironhide, Worlds Collide Bumblebee, and then Reveal the Shield Jazz. I still don't want to replace him. He's so good. I love that figure. And then for Ratchet, I don't have a Ratchet yet because I couldn't get a hold of Earthrise for obvious reasons. Same with Siege. I couldn't get a hold of the Siege one. But then I also have the movie masterpiece ones. But that's why I didn't do the Bayverse Studio Series. I do not care for the scale and how small and expensive they turned out to be. And a lot of those, especially with how attached I am to that Bumblebee design. Mm-hmm. Good Lord, there's not been a good Bumblebee, like Bayverse Bumblebee yet.
Actually, if you're looking for a movie Bumblebee, the last one that came out for Rise of the Beast is perfect.
Not barring that one. That one's great. That one's perfect. That's the.
What do you think of the Universal Studios one, the exclusive Universal Studios one?
See, I grew up with that one. I had the Dark of the Moon one when it came out, so I just got to. It's like revisiting an old friend for me because I really like that figure. That is probably the best original movie scale B that they came out with. Over the Revenge of the Fallen one, and then I'm nostalgic for the first movie Deluxe because that's my first Transformer ever. But objectively, that is the best one I think they came out with.
I think for me, objectively, if you're looking at movie characters, the best one they actually had was the Masterpiece Jazz that they
that
a beautiful
great.
Yeah.
That came in just that. It's funny you just said that.
Oh, that's great.
$10 super chat for Theater of Dreams Studios. I gotta come up with more super chat videos, but let's give a good one for Jazz right here.
Word. Let's take it back to the old school. Word. Let's take it back to the old school.
Favorite
like
G1
that
episode.
a lot. I need that song.
I love Autobot. That's my favorite G1 episode. But
I love that episode too.
As much as I know a lot of people don't like the Bayverse design, I love that Jazz.
That Jazz.
I love that
Jazz and that sideswipe. Like, I love that design for sideswipe, and I don't care if anybody actually like that. I know a lot of people are actually going to be iffy about those legs and the wheels on his, but I love that design. That design is just perfect, and the fact that it was actually the concept Camaro, the concept Corvette, just perfect. Yeah,
remember what I talked about earlier about how it was a different character for Lyzak and Leozak?
Yeah,
that's how I feel about movie Sideswipe. Imagine if that was a different character.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would have been a lot of people.
I get it. Like, he could have actually been red. He could have actually had a Sunstreaker coming along with him. Because to me, the movie twin should have actually been Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. It shouldn't have actually been Skids and Mudflap, you know?
So the expansion, in the expansion, the red ones swerve for some reason. And then the Sunstreaker, it also looks like him, but he's blue and yellow.
Yeah. I like Swerve actually.
They retconned the Dark of the Moon sideswipe repaint to be Sunstreaker.
Okay.
So it's yellow. It's got a yellow head and then a bluish body. Not crazy about that color scheme, but it's a cool figure.
Yeah. I really missed that. I really missed that because I actually had the Swerve version of that figure, and I broke a long time back and everything like that. But I actually did get this blue Sunstreaker with the. I did get the blue Sunstreaker. I think it was Sunstreaker or Sideswipe that actually had like the racing tempos and like the yellow head. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's like how they did Twin Twist. He came as what's the other one's name? Oh Lord, Topspin. He came as Topspin, but it was retconned into Twin Twist. Same way. Another good figure of that era that Joe was bringing up about the Bumblebee from Universal was Lugnut. It's about as that Reveal the Shield Lugnut that came out. It was about as complex as a Movieverse figure, and it would have fit in just fine with your movie collection. But that's one figure. That's a great.
I love that guy. Do in Legacy. I want to see them do Lugnut because let's put it this way. I mean, if I show you this shelf right here, I have Bulkhead up there. I got Knockout. I have my customized Barricade. I have basically two Barricades in my eyes. Like the one is the Micromaster, and the other one is the not the one that they released in Earthrise, but that's because I painted my own. I made my own Barricade. Right. So I'm okay. And I also have Knockout. I have the Legacy Knockout figure. So I'm okay with adding characters. I'm perfectly I like the idea behind adding characters. It's the same thing here. Like here, this is an interesting one. Lugnut and Clobber.
Great bug.
Hasbro said, no, please don't turn Lugnut into a female. Here's Clobber. Brand new character. Looks like Lugnut, but brand new character. What's that?
That'd be an awesome 2-pack to have. Tank and jet.
Yeah. One is a tank and one is a jet.
I will say I do definitely want to see a Lugnut in Legacy, but I don't think it'll ever be as good as like say what we actually got with Reveal the Shield.
Yeah, Reveal the Shield is just like an all-timer. I'm making a top 10 for the 40 years coming out. I know that's a really like risky video to make next year, but I've already got the script started. That's going on the list.
Side of Sue's?
Side of Sue's.
Okay.
Okay.
My friend, I've got to go, so I'm going to talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Well, we've been chatting now for almost 2 hours, so I think it's about time that I'm about to get ready to my kid's bedroom is on the other side of that wall over there, and my voice is very loud and boisterous. So
join the club.
So I got to deal with I got to make sure that I'm being on the quieter side because my kids are trying to get to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it.
It's late. It's late for them, but they hear me. So they hear Daddy. They want to talk with Daddy, and it's fun being a Transformers dad. I'll tell you that much because my kids do come in here and they'll play with my Transformers and they'll. They want to know about certain characters, so they'll come in and my daughter will draw me pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
I can't wait.
Like I
can, but I can't.
What's that? Say it again, Truebot.
I said I can wait, but I can't wait.
Yeah, you can wait, but it's fun.
It sounds so fun.
Yeah.
See, I'm an uncle myself, but like, let me tell you something. Like, my kids are actually kind of like more into Mickey Mouse and like that sort of thing, Hot Wheels and all this other jazz. They haven't gotten up to robots just yet or anything like that. So I'm actually waiting for them to grow up a little bit more so then I can say, look at this, I'm like, wow, like I'm actually waiting for that response. There's not like a real appreciation for toys, for robot toys yet, though.
Well, my kids also know that Daddy is working on YouTube making Transformers videos, so they know that this is what daddy's into. But like my kids, they're into like my son is, well, actually both my kids really like Zelda. They love Mario. They love Spider-Man. They love Bluey. I mean, a lot of the things that you would expect for kids to like. So but they enjoy Transformers with daddy too. So like I'll spend a lot of time with them watching G1. And once I get through Generation 1, I'll go to Beast Wars with them, because Beast Wars is awesome.
The question is, will you follow up with Beast Machines to finish the story?
Beast Wars was a good enough ending. Story.
If they could handle it, you could do Beast Wars 2nd and Beast Wars Neo. Those are fun shows.
They have to be able to, like, my daughter is a really avid reader, but getting to read the subtitles for her is a little difficult.
Yeah, I understand that.
Even my daughter is a very advanced reader. She reads like a book a week. She just like can go through like big books. But when she's reading, she does read it aloud. So like she's trying to get the words, and so to watch a show in another language, you're going to have the issue of it's hard to
I understand that.
So anything within a foreign language, like if we watch a Godzilla movie, it's like we kind of need the dub, because my kids kind of have to be able it's either that or if I turn the subtitles on, I have to fast forward to the Godzilla parts.
I would love to fan dub. If I can get a big enough project together, I'd love to fan dub those.
Let me just one of my favorite moments in Invasion or Godzilla versus Monster Zero, or as it's known in its current title, US title, is Godzilla versus or Invasion of Astro Monster. The scene where Godzilla and Rodan beat King Ghidorah on Planet X, and then King Ghidorah flies away. Well, Godzilla does the jumping up and down.
Yeah.
I should get it on video, but seeing my kids do that, and then my son goes, "A happy moment," because that's what the guy from Planet X says. So it's hilarious. I need to get that on tape or make it a short. That's what I should do. I should make it a short. Absolutely. But I got a super chat from SHA. No message, but we'll give one more thank you for that. And Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, the Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, dun 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 dun.
It's nice when your kids are actually into the same thing that you are.
Yeah,
that reminded me of something I've been wanting to ask you for so long, Joe.
What's that?
What of the 3 seasons, which is your favorite intro theme?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Because you're the G1 guy for me.
Yeah.
When I need a G1 question, I come to you first.
That's a tough one.
Probably the 2nd season for me and everything, where where the Dinobots are flowing through lava and everything like that, and like you actually have like what was it? Yeah, like I think that one was probably the best
intro, and I love the season 3 music.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just has a really good upbeat tempo to it.
Yeah.
So like the animation for season 2, but the music for season 3, there is when season 1 and 2 had reruns during season 3's airing, like while season 3 was on the air, they actually had used the season 2 intro with season 3 music.
Ooh, I want to see that.
So
I might just have to redub that if I can find it.
And so like I loved the season 3, and I love season 3's music.
Was that the one where they were actually introducing like Target Masters and that sort of thing, or?
Well, no, that was the season 4 intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is when they were rerunning season 1 and 2 while season 3 was still airing, like there were episodes of season 2 on the air or season 3 on the air, they did some season 2 reruns and they used season 3's music for season 2, and that was for season 1 and 2's episodes. And
my first experience was so I watched the Ultimate Doom on the Revenge of the Fallen video game. That was my first experience with it. But my first full season watch was season 2 on the Shout DVDs. And so that's the intro I'm more familiar with, and I'm more nostalgic for, to be honest. So for me, I think season 2, but of all the shows, I think animated is probably my favorite theme of all of them. But for G1, season 2 is probably my go-to theme.
See, I have 3. I have the season 2 would actually be my number 1. Season 1 for Transformers would probably be my number 2, and then Transformers. What was it? Transformers Cybertron, where they were like, our worlds are in danger.
Yes, that's a
love
meme.
that thing actually just slaps so hard. I love it. And every time I hear that song, I just get so amped about it, like everything, life.
And then my bronze medal is definitely Armada's theme with the guitar solo and everything.
Okay.
And then I do also really like Cybertron with the rap and the remix.
Yeah, a lot of Blitzwings models. Well, season 3 and 4, they used a lot of those Blitzwings in the intro.
It's funny because that's what Devastation's big bad tank drone was.
Right,
was just
right.
a giant Blitzwing. I'd love to get some of those in Legacy or a buzzworthy repaint. Just the cone heads of that game. Some of they could do the car ones from Run Amok and Runabout. You could do those car ones. And then I think, isn't there a couple more? I think there's a couple more of those drones in the game, but I can't think of what else they are.
I think they were just Viacons. Like that's what they were.
They were just random Decepticon vehicle troopers. And the same thing with the Seekers. They were just random Conehead Seekers. Speaking of which, basically that's what Cloud Cover basically.
Yeah, that's what I said. I've got so many Cloud Covers on my shelves at Walmart. I might just army build him when I just have some extra cash.
Yeah,
honestly.
I can never find that guy around here.
He looks great. And honestly, Lord, I'll send you one if you want one.
I do want one, but let me check back with you in maybe a week or 2 or something like that. Because I really want that guy.
Sixshot is cool. Multiple modes.
I like what Japan did with him. I like the Ninja Sixshot.
My only thing is I don't like the redemption arc. It didn't work for me because it was just like, I'm just going to turn good now.
After killing Ultra Magnus?
After killing Ultra Magnus, Sixshot turns good.
Well, he dies and becomes Great Shot, right?
There was no death. He just
becomes.
He was eventually told that he became Great Shot. Yeah.
Now that toy does look nice though. That design I really like, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the redemption arc, especially with how Sixshot's character has been portrayed over the years as a phase sixer in the IDW comics. I'm not a fan of him turning good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I still want a what's that? What's the good guy version of that guy again? Quick Switch. I still want one of those.
He's such a strange robot.
I had in my hand the Japanese one, Six Night. I think it is.
What are the colors on that, Joe?
It was blue. It was blue.
Oh yeah.
Was that from the Brave series?
Yeah. It was from It was in was it Master Force?
Master Force, I think. Yeah.
Now, my favorite thing about animated was all the extra character designs that Derek drew, and he used so many Brave repaints as background characters. Actually, Grandis's repaint makes an appearance, and he's actually like a character that has a full bio in the Allspark Almanac. I thought that was really, really neat that he did that. And I think there's a few more out in the crowd when the Autobots returned to Cybertron with Megatron.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, that looks cool.
That's me holding it at BotCon. Someone had it without the weapons. And he's just like, dude, have you seen this, man? He was like, dude. I was like, you selling him? Yeah. He's like, yeah, but I got to get the weapons, before I actually, and I might actually keep him. So, but yeah, we said we were going to like end the chat like about 10 minutes ago.
I just read this. It's in the group chat. Kato just sent something and it's got me cracking up.
Sure shot. I want to complete the Target Masters, definitely. I know Norbs is all about the Target Masters, so
yeah, I want the purpose Target Masters above all else. Like the ones you know which ones they are.
I want them to reissue the Decepticon Target Masters. And if they do it with the Target Master partners from Japan, that would be nice, especially Misfire.
Do you want
that would be cool
replacement too with that?
No. The same molds that they did for Titan's Return.
Oh, okay. You want the modern re-releases, okay?
Right, but I want them to reissue the Target Master, like the Japanese Target Master toys.
Yeah,
because those Target Master figures are 10 times better than what
the Battle Masters are.
Oh yeah.
I had one show up in a blind bag from my cousin, or not a blind bag, but like he just sent it in an envelope.
Everyone says it was the Brave series.
It was oh gosh, I can't remember which one it was, but he sent it to me and wanted to show me it, and it was such a nice. That reminded me of something. I'm going with the DNA kit for Optimus in terms of having a Noah in my collection. I'm not going to do the core class. Speaking of which, that's what I look like right now. When he's transforming, that's what my leg looks like.
We saw that in the chat. I saw that in the group chat. Yeah. So I am going to end it here. But it has been fun.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah. Always fun to have a chill night. Really appreciate, everyone who came out and watched. And we talked Transformers and chit-chatted for 2 hours and BS, basically. It was a lot of fun. We should do this again sometime.
Oh, yeah. I got to make my TFCon teaser video now that I can go.
I gotta do something too.
I got to yell at my David character to order me some tickets.
So, where are we? Branding. We are going to end it here. And everybody have an awesome night. Until next time. So if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribed. I know these are the call to action things. Comment when this video comes up. Of course, everybody who chatted, we've all had fun. And as always, until next time, till all are one.